This is KGW News at Sunrise.
He's been flipped off. He's been slapped in the back of the head.
Just a lot of really unsafe situations, which is, leading to burnout by staff.
And with that rash of violent acts in the classrooms, we look into why our schools are dealing with so many outbursts right now.
Also coming up this half hour, you may have seen those move over signs that are all over some of our local freeways. We're going to take a look at the terrible accident that has ODOT getting out that urgent safety message.
Also, a new testing option could be good news for kids who want to continue in-person learning. They may not have to quarantine if they're exposed to COVID at school.
Another big headline this morning. It's Friday. It is Friday. It's Friday everywhere, as a matter of fact, including in Newport, where we can see with our very eyes that it is raining along the Oregon coast. Good morning to our viewers there in Newport.
Yeah, good morning to everyone everywhere. We're so glad it's the end of the work week and glad that rain is going to come to an end soon.
Yeah, it could be over by 8 o'clock this morning, so we're just about finished with it. All right, here we go with the radar right now. I'm talking about the west side. You folks along the Cascades and then certainly central eastern Oregon and out through portions of the gorge will see a continuing decreasing scattered shower chance throughout the afternoon. We saw the rain down in Newport, but much of the coast is actually dry, and our Futurecast models are showing you see some breaks in the rain out toward Washington County on the Sunset. That Portland could be dry as early as 8 o'clock this morning. Right now, still raining, 54. Yeah, it's really mild outside. So the rain's going to be ending about the time the kids get out to the bus stop, 50 degrees. The breezy winds you may have at your home will also be winding down about that same time. And then we go on to be partly cloudy, 54 degrees at noon, and about 55 when the kids get out of school.
Doing the happy dance. I love it. Thank you, Rod. Well, if you guys have any school-age children, this is big news. Oregon may end quarantines for students exposed to COVID on campus. That, of course, is a big old headache for a lot of families who have to juggle that.
So here's the deal. State education leaders are looking at new testing options that would potentially help keep kids in the classroom. Catherine Cook has more on that for us.
The thrill of children waiting in line for ice cream. This is not.
I'm getting COVID shot.
No parent outside Providence Park questioned the gift of enthusiasm.
I'm excited to get my vaccine.
They were too busy giving thanks.
It's a huge sigh of relief. It kind of brings everything full circle for me.
Providence Health and Services teamed up with the Timbers and Thorns FC to offer the walk-in clinic for kids ages 5 to 11. Their dose is 1/3 the size of adult doses. For a lot of kids,
I'm a little nervous.
That's still pretty scary.
Any thoughts and advice for kids who are nervous to get a shot?
Just look away from the shot. It'll be less pain.
That should help 5-year-old Emery. Her dad, Omari, will too.
I feel it's sort of a necessary step just so that my daughter's safe. I think that's first and foremost, but just keeping the community safe as well and her classmates that she goes to school with.
For kids who aren't vaccinated, state education officials are working on a test to stay program that would do away with mandatory 2-week quarantines after possible exposures if students test negative for COVID.
Testing supply will be the factor. We think we have that nearly in place.
Oregon Department of Education Director Colt Gill told state lawmakers he hopes to have the test-to-stay model in place in schools by the end of the month.
That will further reduce or nearly eliminate quarantines for our students.
Those in line are all too familiar with quarantines and the disruptions they bring to the school year. Just another reason to get vaccinated.
All I want to say is, what's my prize?
We'll start with protection against a global pandemic. Then who knows? Maybe ice cream. In Southwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Ice cream makes everything better, doesn't it? Well, the rate of COVID cases and hospitalizations is falling here in Oregon. Also some good news. Statewide, 419 people are in the hospital with the virus. That graph shows hospitalized COVID patients every day over the past year. Numbers are much lower than the peak in late August, but they're similar to what we saw at the end of 2020. The state also gave us an update on breakthrough cases. Over the last week, 25% of vaccinated Oregonians had COVID. The other 75% were unvaccinated.
Well, we told you earlier this week how Reynolds Middle School in Fairview was temporarily moving back to distance learning not because of COVID, but because they've had so many fights and other behavior issues with students lately. Well, this is what the Oregon Education Association, which represents teachers, had to say about that situation at Reynolds. Quote, "This move back to online learning in the Reynolds School District highlights a problem that is being felt in every school district in the state." So along those lines, we're hearing from school psychologists now. School psychologists in 2 of Oregon's largest school districts tell us they're seeing more fights and violent outbursts from students. We're talking about incidents like the one we're showing you right here, a fight between students that was recorded at a middle school in the Salem-Keizer School District. So this problem is not isolated to one school or one district. Teachers and counselors say they're seeing this at schools all across the state.
We're definitely seeing a lot of that just extreme, aggressive behavior. And it's not just the young kids, it's, middle school, high school.
I'm seeing a huge increase in social emotional needs.
Educators are saying that schools need more money to hire counselors and social workers. Teachers are also saying that they need more time and more support systems to deal with the emotional needs of students who are still coping with the effects of the pandemic.
There is another resource for students who feel threatened at school. It's Safe Oregon. The program is run by Oregon State Police. It allows kids to report safety concerns confidentially. Alma McCarty spoke with OSP to see if it's getting more tips from schools right now.
Whether it's a funny feeling, a reason to think twice, or something outwardly concerning, students at most schools across Oregon have a place to go to report it.
Some of the tips that we receive they'll even include language that, I don't know if this is serious or not, in the student's own words. And it's, oftentimes about friends or students that they see and they are concerned about.
Coral Smith with Oregon State Police, the agency that manages Safe Oregon, says so far this year, the program's received 469 tips.
28% of them are tips of bullying or harassment, which includes the cyberbullying online. Now that social media is more prevalent than it was in 2017, we see more tips of, screenshots of things like Snapchat and TikTok and, other ways that children are communicating with each other.
Fights or threats of violence, she reports, are only slightly up since September 1st of this year when compared to spring 2021.
We have seen a decrease from the last school year that was remote, a decrease in tips of suicidal ideation and self-harm. And so that is really good news. Students returning to school, getting more socialization.
With that return to school, what they're pushing now is awareness, letting more families know this tool is out there and it works. The fear of retaliation taken out with an anonymous option.
There have been multiple instances that we have been able to save lives just by information of, concerned friends or students that, may see or hear something.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
If you look at your calendar this morning, you'll see that Black Friday is 1 week from today, but there's already a local shopping option up and running right now. We're talking about the Portland Holiday Market. It's back this year at the Portland Expo Center. It opened up there yesterday. Hundreds of exhibitors have set up there to sell everything from food to jewelry. I did say food though, Rod Hill. Santa also makes daily appearances for pictures, but you will have to pay a little bit more to attend this year. Admission is $10 for adults and parking is $12 there at the Expo Center. Expo Center officials say the pandemic has really cut into their revenue from events over the past year and a half.
Traditionally, we have roughly 120 events or more here at this facility of all types. And through COVID, we've hit about 65% of that number. So it's certainly not where we want to be, but we're slowly getting back.
The holiday market did some things to try to make this event more COVID safe, including widening the aisles. The event happens now through Sunday.
Yeah, that looks like fun. We also want to take you out live this morning to the Oregon Convention Center. Look at those big snowboards. This is part of Snowvana, and it's back in town. It is the biggest snow sports festival in the Northwest. You know, the pandemic, it canceled it last year, but not this time. It's going on all weekend long. There are 90 different activities and exhibits. There's also a huge sale of gear going on. There's also a ski swap, you name it. If you're interested, you can get tickets online at snowvana.com. You can also get tickets at the door, we're told. Rod, now all we need are some more snow up there for the resorts.
We need snow. Yeah, unfortunately, the rains from last week kind of washed it all away. Snow levels will be dropping, though, eventually next weekend, over the holiday weekend, with some moisture coming in. Here we are right now. Maybe it's still breezy at your place. Currently, south winds in Aurora to 30, southwest in Troutdale are gusty. The east wind, by the way, the east wind just disappeared at Troutdale and switched to the southwest. And these winds will continue to fade away as the rain ends through the mid-morning hours. And then today really is going to turn out to be pretty nice. It continues to be breezy in Central Oregon. There's been south at 18 and John Day south at 23. All right, so what's going on? Our weather system is now in the valley. It's going to be moving out, and it will take the rain with it here on the west side of our state. So we're still seeing some showers down around Newport, but Astoria, you have dried out, and we're seeing the rain break up just to the west of the West Hills right now as well. So dry weather coming maybe as soon as 8 o'clock for the Rose City and down in Salem. This is 9 o'clock on Futurecast. And then we go on to be partly cloudy with calming winds and just really nice weather. Here's the wider Futurecast map at 10 o'clock. Snow levels down to about 4,000 feet over the Cascades. This will be decreasing showers across the Cascades and out east during the day. But a lot of you will see some precipitation. Here we are at 6 p.m. Overall, it's quieted down. This shows mainly some snow showers over the mountains with some cloudiness out in Baker County at that time. Here are the early morning numbers. Mild here on the west side, 46 Astoria, but 54 in Portland. And I mean, not bad out east. 40s and 30s, generally speaking, are your early numbers. So once the rain ends mid-morning, then we're dry for the entire weekend. We'll have calm conditions this weekend. I've been mentioning the only question this weekend is if we get widespread valley fog each morning, how long does it take that fog to get out? How much sun will we get? I'm saying Sunday, if we don't get much sun, it would only be 46 degrees, but it will be dry and the winds will be light and the holiday spirit will be with you.
Yes, we're loving all of it, Rod. Thank you. Okay, you guys, have you seen these signs on your commute recently? I have. I've been wondering about those. So when we come back, a look at the accident that had ODOT getting out this urgent message. But first, a viral sticker campaign on Instagram promised to plant a tree if you posted a picture of your pet. But was that all a scam? Our National Verify team looked into the trend.